Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lunch and Learn Live. We are moving into the spring. So today we are talking about defeating allergies for allergy season. Miss Karissa, how are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good. Did you have a good weekend?
I did, and I do love fall. Excited that now we're at fall, and I just love the crisp air and the cool mornings, and I love how it still gets a little warm during the day. It's just perfect outside.
Yeah, awesome. And you guys, I am, as you know, Facebook doesn't share to our private community anymore. So I'm making sure that I am sharing to my private community. So that's what I'm doing right now. But I think I'm getting it all caught up. And those of you who are not in our private community, please join us in our private community because we post exclusive content in that community. And if you don't know where it is, it's in Facebook. You just want to look up South Bay Wellness Private Community, and it's there. So we've got lots of great stuff that's happening on the horizon. Karissa, we are 3 weeks out to the launch of our Breakthrough Jumpstart program. So you guys will all be seeing information about that program. That's for someone who wants to just dip their toe in, doesn't want to have that maybe extensive one-on-one work with us, but still wants to get results, get to the underlying root causes of their health issues. So that program starts on October 17th. So we're super excited about it.
Very excited.
I am flying out this week to head to the TEDx stage in Huntington Beach, California. So we have our TEDx recording that is happening on Saturday. So I'm super excited about that. We also have, with TEDx, several of us decided we wanted to share our stories and our message. So we have the Brave and the Brilliant book that it'll be sneak peek released to those who attend the TEDx live on Saturday, and then it will come out next month. So stay tuned for that. And then, of course, we have I have another book coming out officially in January as we release the TEDx video, which we never know what the exact date is, but that's going to be somewhere around January. So that's super exciting. And then you guys, mid-October, once I get back from all that traveling, we are going to have the official launch of our podcast. So Your Wellness Awakening will start officially in just a few weeks here as well. So we've got so many different things on the horizon. So super excited about that. For those of you who are watching, give us a shout out, say hello. We're excited to see you. We have a lot to talk about today because how many of you are plagued by allergies? Anybody plagued by allergies? Well, we want to talk about some strategies for mitigating your allergies before we get into allergy season, right, Karissa?
Yes. I'm not really plagued by them, thankfully, but I do have experience because my son is plagued by them.
Uh,
So,
yeah. Yeah. So first thing we want to do is we want to talk about, what are some of the underlying root causes of why people get allergies? And I mean, first of all, so what we consider allergies or that allergic response, that seasonal allergies, it's the runny nose and the cough and the watery eyes and all of that stuff. It's an overactive response essentially of the immune system. But how do we mitigate, the immune system from over responding is one of the key things. And there's a couple of different areas where I really want people to pay attention to when it comes to seasonal allergy. And for sure, stress and adrenal health plays a role. Liver health plays a role. And of course, your gut health plays a major role. Hi, Jen. So we want to take a look at, or you want to do a check-in like, okay, how are my stress levels? Are my adrenal glands nice and happy? What's happening with my gut? Is my digestive system operating at its peak? And what's happening with the toxicity levels at my liver? Because the more toxic we are, think about it. Your liver's got to do all this work, and now there's something else coming into your system that your body doesn't like. It's what I call the rain barrel effect. And Karissa, you've heard me talk about the rain barrel before, right? Here's how I like to imagine it, you guys. It's like our health, we've got like this rain barrel, and you can't see inside of it. But little by little, things build up inside the rain barrel: toxicity, stressors, lack of sleep, hormone imbalances, inflammation, nutrient deficiencies. And at some point, the body's kind of dealing with the stuff as it's coming in. It's working to keep up, keep up, keep up. But at some point, what happens is that rain barrel begins to overflow. And that rain barrel overflowing is what we call symptoms. Okay. And so when we look at seasonal allergies, it's just another sign or symptom, right? That rain barrel has become full. And so the first thing we want to take a look at is, okay, how do we empty out our rain barrel? How do we take care of our body? Make sure that we're detoxifying, make sure that our body has the proper nutrients, make sure that we're giving our body the things it needs to really be resilient in the face of, these seasonal allergies, the pollens and this, that, and the other that are striking us, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, what are some of the things, Karissa, that you do, especially as we kind of move into the fall, to address like toxicity and nutrient deficiency and things like that?
Well, I feel like I talk about this all the time, but I'm such a huge fan of castor oil packs.
Oh, love castor oil packs.
Especially on the liver or even in the gut area. I just think they're absolutely wonderful. And of course, I use supplements quite often for that, for just getting bromelain, quercetin. When my son was young, I used to just give him those individually, but now you can get them at PRL. I use the Numoven. I use the Aller caps. I think those are absolutely wonderful with reducing inflammation.
Yes.
Neti pot is a big thing in our house.
Yeah.
It's a great way to flush out those allergens like the pollen from your nasal passages and reduce that congestion and irritation. And then just food, like you were saying, like keeping our gut healthy, broccoli, onions, garlic, those are all wonderful for detoxifying and allergies too.
Yeah, you guys, I'm gonna drop a link in here so people can create a Pure Labs account, and I'll give you guys some nutrient and supplement suggestions too as we're going on here. But I love what you've said, Karissa, because castor oil packs are awesome. They are like this
My favorite.
Very, time has, they've stood the test of time. That's what I'm trying to say. They stood the test of time in terms of their effectiveness. I mean, castor oil just in general is good for so many different things, but what I'll say is that, number one, I know that castor oil packs have gained popularity today through certain sites and things like that. And, I don't believe so. From our kinesiologic testing and stuff that we do in our practice, we know that castor oil packs turn off generally about 10 to 15 minutes into the castor oil pack. So keeping them on your body all day, which I know is what's being promoted out there in social media, is not something that I recommend. 10 to 15 minutes is all you need to have for that castor oil pack. And those of you who need castor oil pack instructions, like, all right, Dr. Z, how do I properly do my castor oil packs? And just message us either through social media or, send us a message at front office at South Bay Wellness, and we'll get you some, an actual instruction sheet. And I will put in here, for your Pure Labs account, I'm putting a link in here in the box here.
Yeah, because they have everything you need. So another thing that's promoted a lot on social media is those reusable castor packs. Which, I can't. Yeah, I mean, I haven't tried them, but I know that they're not good. So PRL, you can get the cotton flannel, you can get the castor oil pack, you can get everything you need.
Yeah, I mean, an organic cotton flannel is really important. And think about it. I mean, you don't want to take something that is detoxifying your body and continue to place it on your body. And I got to tell you, like, I think about, so I cloth diapered my kids, right? And just from the cloth diapers, like there are specific things and procedures that you need to do to make sure that those cloth diapers are fully clean so they're not creating diaper rash. it's no different with the castor oil packs. So, and just because oils hold on to stuff, it is so much better if you're, I mean, unfortunately, it's not better for the environment, but it's better for your body if you are not reusing the same cloth over and over again. You don't want to retoxify what you just detoxified, essentially. So that's really important. But I did put the link in there. So we use, and by the way, the castor oil is coming in glass now, which I'm so thankful and so excited about. But yeah, so you want the castor oil, the organic cotton flannel. Of course, the castor oil is organic too, the organic cotton flannel. And then in the way that we do it, we do our castor oil packs with the turmeric caps, because the turmeric caps actually enhance the impact and effect, makes that castor oil pack way more efficient and effective. So we always use the turmeric caps along with that. Or if you have bileven, then bileven is the other one that you can use with the castor oil packs as well. So I've used both with them.
Mm-hmm.
So
I use the turmeric.
Something that I highly recommend. Yeah. And Jen, so talking about seasonal allergies, Jen says a spoonful of local honey has totally helped my son with his seasonal allergies. Yeah. So Jen, absolutely. Local honey is so amazing for allergies. Why? Because it's almost like you're giving your body this homeopathic dose of the local pollens from which your body is already, sort of having a response to. Plus honey is supportive for the liver as well. So you've got that double benefit. So that is one of the hacks is local, like make sure it is local honey, not kind of just something you're buying off the shelf or at the store. I love Premier Research Labs has the Canadian gold honey, and it is my favorite. It's so freaking good, right? Yeah, it's so good. But that's not going to be the thing that actually helps and assists you with your local allergies. You need to have the local honey for that. So yeah, castor oil pack's amazing for cleaning out the liver, working with the gut and detoxifying and healing the GI system as well. 100% spot on, Karissa. So most people don't realize also that stress is another big deal. So when you're having an allergic response, just think about it. Your body is in this stress state. So the weaker your adrenal glands are, right, the worse that stress state. It's kind of like your body goes off. It just goes off and running like out of control. It's like a runaway histamine response. And so the other place where you can do those castor oil packs is on the adrenal glands. And anybody have stress? So if you have stress, it's always good. I always do some castor oil packs on my adrenals every now and again, because I know how helpful it is for me. If you find yourself like getting more anxious and having more anxiety, and it's a good time to go ahead and get some castor oil packs on those adrenal glands for yourself. But that's another important thing. Plus other stress management techniques, which I know we always talk about stress management techniques here. I mean, Karissa, what are some of your favorite stress management techniques to kind of keep those adrenals nice and healthy?
Well, breathing exercises, meditation. I know that, it lowers stress. Not only do I just know the scientific reasons, but I can feel it when I'm done. And, if I'm still feeling uneasy, I do try to meditate throughout the day, especially in the middle of the day. For me, it seems to be like a high stress time for me. I'm getting everything done in the day and I still have the evening to contend with. So I do try to just meditate for 10, 15 minutes in the afternoon. Because it manages both the emotional, the physical, which can help with the seasonal allergies. I also use yoga and stretching again when I'm home. 10, 15 minutes, and it feels so good.
Yeah.
It really does feel good.
Yeah. So just that active breathing just for a couple minutes every day has a really big impact. And I think I've shared on here before. I've shared with clients before. I've done some work with a movement and acting coach. His name is Jean-Louis, and he's got this key line that has changed my life. And the line is very simple. It's, I have time. And the minute you do that, you bring your body literally, like you can say it to yourself right now, like you bring your body into like this really quiet space. But that breathing just brings down the nervous system in and of itself. So whether you can breathe at traffic lights or just take deep breaths wherever you are, whenever you remember, making sure to really fill up your body and release all of that air from your diaphragm. That is super duper powerful. So yes, Michelle, we recommend the castor oil from Premier Research Labs, and I did drop it into the comments section there. So if you see in the comments section, it says register Pure Labs account. So you can click on there, and that is the because castor oil too, it's like the wild, wild west. If you're using something that's toxic to detoxify, a lot of these places, they'll use like solvents and chemicals to extract the oil. Like now we're not helping ourselves, we're hurting ourselves, but we think we're helping ourselves. So yeah, so making sure you have good quality is really important. Yeah. And yeah, so black seed oil does have some benefits as well. I like to just get the straight black seeds. Also, Sun Food is where I get those from. Jen's talking about stretching, using stretching to help with that stress release. Also, really, really great, really awesome as well. And I will say, so we got that stress management piece down there as well. Making sure, I mean, guys, we're talking about, tips, tricks, hacks for managing allergy seasons. But I want to point out that it is what we do day in and day out that makes a big difference, right? Paying attention to the toxins that we expose ourselves to on a regular basis is really important, right? Making sure that we're not eating crap, because that's going to junk up the liver and have us feel like crap. We eat crap, we feel like crap, then the body, acts like crap because it can't do what it needs to do. So it's really important that you are not just thinking about these things in the acute sense every day, but planning, figuring out, okay, what do I need to do to really be at my best health? That way we never get to that space where you're having these different crises as a result of things like seasonal allergies. Because I'll say when we work with our clients, they have bad seasonal allergies. A lot of people, when they come in, that's just normal part of it. But as we go through that detoxification process, cleaning up the diet, cleaning up the toxicity, cleaning up the congestion at the liver, healing the gut, then those allergies naturally subside, right? So you're no longer being controlled by the allergies because you've put in the work up front. And I think this is something Karissa and I stress on a regular basis, because we've been trained, you guys, we've been trained in this world to think, oh, let's wait for the symptom and then cover the symptom up with something, right? Oh my gosh, I have allergies. What can I take? Mm-hmm. Well, we really should begin the conversation about mitigating allergies long before those allergies even occur, right? Mm-hmm. The what can I take should be only because, it's a dire emergency. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yeah, so it takes much longer too.
Yeah, exactly. It takes longer. It takes more work. Making sure your gut is healed so that your body isn't already in this inflammatory state. That's a really important piece as well. I mean, gosh, we know from working with many of our clients, food sensitivities are a real thing. I got to tell you, a huge percentage of our client base have reactions to gluten, dairy, right? And yet most people are walking around eating these things on a daily basis. So what's happening is we're creating that inflammatory state in the body. So now something comes into the body and the body's already inflamed. It doesn't have as much capacity to manage and deal with that thing that's just come in. So very important for us, again, to start to deal with these things much earlier on, Karissa, I mean, you've seen it all the time with our clients, right?
Oh yeah, all the time. And it's interesting because many of them feel like when we start out early in their program, a lot of them will say, I don't have a sensitivity to this, or I've always eaten this, or this is what I grew up on. And it's not until their body gets into total balance and then they start, checking on those foods again to see if they work for them. And not all the time, but 9 out of 10 times, clients have a reaction and their body is so imbalanced that it's now, oh, I can see it. Oh, I feel it. Oh, when they were just, yeah, when they were just tired or, headaches, common things that happen throughout our day that can, be related to stress and other factors. Now they're seeing it really happen from what they're consuming. And something you say all the time that I love is you can't supplement your way out of a bad diet. So the supplements are there to enhance us and, help us, because there's other toxicity that we have no control over or little control over. So don't feel that we can supplement over a bad diet.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing I want to point out too, just kind of referring to diet, is when you are in that allergic state, you want to think about avoiding foods that are going to have, high histamines, that are going to force your body to have to break down additional histamines, like any kind of like processed meats or alcohol or a lot of canned foods. Vegetables like tomatoes or eggplants, even avocado can sometimes be hard for people who are in that histamine response, or any kind of smoked foods, even leftovers can cause your body to have that greater response, right? Sometimes vinegars or shellfish, like those are things that we just want to really pay attention to not bringing into our diet when we're in this acute phase. And then making sure, like, okay, how is the gut, right? Glutamine is a really big one that I like to use when people have, integrity issues with their intestinal lining. That's who you want to look. Or aloe is another easy one with the intestinal lining. But the other things too, you guys, nutrient deficiencies. So we kind of cover toxicity, right? I just talked about not rocking the boat any further when we're in that state. But let's also talk about the nutrient deficiencies, because a lot of times we can have these exacerbated, histamine responses when our body doesn't have the nutrients it needs to functionally engage with that allergen that's coming into our pathway. So, making sure that we're getting sufficient amounts of vitamin D, green leafy vegetables, your citrus fruits, your, like your red bell peppers, those kind of things can be helpful. Or your B vitamins, especially B6, another one that's really helpful. Karissa already talked about, quercetin, which we can find in our apples or onions or, green tea. These are all really important things. Magnesium, oh my goodness. So magnesium is one of those things that so many people are deficient in. When I work with our clients and I'm doing their testing, I can't tell you, magnesium shows up like 9 out of 10 times as something that somebody needs, because it's so important for so many functions in our body. Okay. And most of us are deficient. Welcome to our food and our farming practices, right? This is nothing new. So magnesium is another big one.
Mm-hmm. Omega-3s we use at home. Yes. Flax seeds, we typically get them from if we're not supplementing. Yes. But I know that helps reduce inflammation. And like I said earlier, onion. Yeah. And there's even a homeopathic. I'm not great at pronouncing the homeopathic names, but it is made from onion. So yes. If you're the type that has yes, beautiful. Yeah. So if you have the itchy, watery eyes, that helps with that. And hydration. We talk about hydration.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes.
But drinking plenty of water, not only does it help your entire body, but it also thins out the mucus. Yeah. It helps just flush out those allergens.
Yeah. And the water, like with ginger. So I love, you guys, just take regular ginger root and I cut it into, smaller pieces and I boil that. And that can be very helpful as well. Super helpful having that, like ginger tea is what I call it, anytime there's any kind of respiratory thing. And that too helps bring down the inflammation. But Chris, I love what you said. So I really do like homeopathy. in general, overall, we talk about it a lot in our practice, but for allergies, there are a lot of pretty good homeopathic remedies out on the market. So the allium sepia is good for the watery eyes. Histaminium is one of my favorites. So think about histamine. So histaminium. So instead of ending with the INE, it's IM. So it ends with MIUM, histaminium. That's one that I really like as well. There are some companies that have some combined homeopathic remedies for allergies. They have kind of all those remedies in them. So that is certainly something that you want to check out. And then Karissa, you said it before. I mean, one of my favorite go-tos is the Allercaps from Premier Research Labs. I'll type that name in there. So Allercaps is the other one that I really love because it's got a lot of those anti-inflammatory constituents in there. And that's something that I know. So there is something in the Northern California area where my grandfather lives that in the month, if I travel there in the month of May, it is, I feel it, whatever it is. I don't know. There was a famous botanist that crossed all sorts of things up there. And I'm sure one of those crosses is not liked by my body. But anyhow, I will prepare for getting there by even taking the Allercaps before my journey so that I can survive my visit up there. So that Allercaps, you can start to prepare yourself, even if you're just taking one capsule 3 times a day. And then when you're in that environment where you're facing the allergies, and obviously increasing that to 2, 3, or 4, capsules 3 times a day. So that the Allercaps are really, really helpful with that. Yeah. So, Michelle, there are lots of different types of magnesium. I'm always blown away in the work what I do to see how magnesium benefits so many different areas of the body, from digestion to sleep to the spleen to the liver, all of these different things, even to cellular energy, because magnesium is so important. The one that I like from Premier Research Labs is the magnesium glycinate. So that is the one that I would suggest when you create your Premier Research Labs account. Grab a bottle of the magnesium glycinate, and I personally take that on a daily basis, every day. It's part of my regimen because it makes such a difference. Even people who are, there's weight loss studies with magnesium, when we're magnesium deficient and the weight seems to get stuck. So that's, another reason to take a look at magnesium. So lots of different ones. And the PRL magnesium glycinate is the one that I typically recommend and use a lot of times with our clients. PRL also has a regular powdered magnesium. It does have like a watermelon-y kind of flavor. Some people like it, some people don't like it. So the capsules tend to be easier on everybody. That's what we find. All right, guys, if you have any other questions, we've got 1 minute here, so go ahead and drop them into the comments section. Otherwise, we are wishing you a wonderful fall season where we are not diving into any of these things. And we'll keep you all updated and in tune. But yes, check out the Allercaps, check out the magnesium glycinate. Obviously, your liver and your gallbladder support. So liver ND, gallbladder ND, super important and helpful for the liver as well, and maintain your gut health. For those of you who need assistance, reach out to you. We're here to assist you. For those of you who are like, I just want to dip my toe in with South Bay Wellness, check out our Jumpstart program, which is going to happen on October 17th. Message us. We'll send you all of the details. Actually, I can go ahead and stick a link into the chat box for that program. So I will do that right now as I'm doing that. Karissa, what words of wisdom do you have as I go ahead and do this?
Well, I think we covered a lot of great things today. I just want to remind everyone of the daily practices, like the neti pot. You mentioned the Allercaps, Numavin, the magnesium.
Showering.
Shower.
Showering,
Yeah.
just showering more. Just get literally just get the stuff off your body. Shower more.
Yes. And I was also going to suggest too, air purifiers are wonderful. We used to have one in the office, Austin. Air purifier is wonderful. I think we have a link for that too. But if we can't drop it here, just reach out to us. And
you guys, air purification is really important. I have air purifiers in the main living space on my first floor and my second floor. And then every bedroom in my home has an air purifier in it as well. And Karissa, you're spot on. Our recommendation, what I use in my home, are the Austin air purifiers, and we have the ability to offer anybody who wants the Austin air purifiers a 15% discount. So just reach out to us and we'll get you the 15% discount, free shipping on your Austin air purifiers.
Yep. I'm going to have to upgrade. You have one in every room? That's amazing.
Every bedroom. Yeah. Because think about how much time you spend in your bedroom, right? So it's so important. Even my daughter, I made her take hers from her bedroom to her, she's got it in her apartment over in, College Station there. So awesome. Yeah, you guys, my apologies. I am traveling next Monday, so we will not have Lunch and Learn next Monday, but we will see you in just a couple weeks here. So we'll talk to y'all soon.
Yep. Take care, everyone. Thank you.
All right, everyone. Bye.